When we talk about tactical movement, it's easy to get focused in on the formations at like the fire team level, but it's important to remember we have movement techniques that we can leverage as well. The first of which is traveling. This is what most people are familiar with. In this case, we have units moving together in the same spacing technique, basically moving as one element. So if one fire team in the front, one fire team in the rear, they are together. They can turn around, talk to each other. They can set a 360 all together. That is traveling. Now, this is great for when we're moving quick, trying to get from point A to point B, but problems arise if we end up getting engaged unexpectedly, and suddenly the enemy can engage the entire squad all at the same time, and you really have limited opportunities to maneuver, right? The preferred way to do it, if you're anticipating some form of enemy contact, is what's called traveling Overwatch. And that's where you just spread out quite a bit. You're no longer going to be able to turn around and talk to each other. You're still going to be within eyesight of each other, but in this case, you're going to be spread way, way out, probably about like 50 plus meters, so that it basically, if these guys get engaged by the enemy, like what we just talked about, these guys are not still in the field of fire. They can then go into a flanking, supporting position, whatever needs to happen so that the entire squad doesn't get wiped and you can respond effectively. Now, the last one we do is called bounding Overwatch. So we had traveling Overwatch, now we have bounding Overwatch. And what happens here is that one element moves, these guys will move forward, while these guys provide good sectors of fire to cover them. And then they will move up to a certain point, let's say over here, and then these guys will then bound forward. And it's just playing a game of leapfrog. It's going to be the slowest because naturally you have to wait for the other element to get in place before you can move your guys up again. But it's very effective if you're expecting enemy contact, if you know they're somewhere right around the corner, and this is important, and if you have good fields of fire to support it. Because naturally, if this is really, really dense terrain and really heavily wooded, it doesn't do anyone good to just bound up forward to the next position if the enemy cannot be engaged from the position you're at. If you're just looking straight into woods or in really dense urban terrain, a good Overwatch position is important, but you may not be able to actually engage your target. So make sure you're using terrain that actually works so that if the enemy pops up, you can actually shoot to support them.